currently just graduated from Laurier, so I just finished at the Laurier Ringette team. I don't know where I'm playing next year. Even before all this pandemic happened, I didn't know where I was playing next year, so that's kind of up in the air. Do plan on playing though. Most of my career I spent in Waterloo, but the recent years with the Laurier team is actually through Kitchener.
My name is Brian Breckles. I'm currently the head coach of the Wilfrid Laurier University Ringette team. And I got, as Abby just alluded to, we're registered through the Kitchener Ringette Association. And originally I've been involved with Ringette for a long time now. I'd say Abby will tell us the number of years in a second.
Well, I started when I was 4. I'm now 24, so 20 years old. 20 years that we've both been involved for.
Right. And I was the president of the Waterloo Ringette Association. I'm their executive for a number of years, and I currently sit on the executive of the Kitchener Ringette Association.
There was a neighbor in our neighborhood who her older cousin played ringette. And so Hannah and myself joined when the first year we could, our first year of bunnies, and we both loved it. Hannah eventually went over to play hockey, and I did 1 year of ringette and hockey, but hockey just wasn't it for me. So I stuck with ringette. I've played ever since. And yeah, since I was probably like 6 or 7 is probably when my dad started to coach me.
Looking back and going back, my biggest fear is having, and I mentioned earlier, having coached university football for a number of years, and I did coach hockey when I was younger, was all of a sudden stepping into a sport that I knew nothing about. And I was very, very fortunate. There was a parent involved who had a daughter that was I think is a year younger than Abby, Sherry Markle, who's the current head coach of the Waterloo NRL team, pardon me. And so I had her as a mentor to help me originally with just getting concepts and understanding. And, you know,
So my earliest memories of ringette always involve my dad. I don't really have memories from before he started coaching me. One memory I think I have without my dad like being on the bench or anything would be from power skating. And I was not a fan of power skating, but in the end, I'm glad that he forced me to go to it because it definitely made me a stronger skater. And it made me improve a lot. And I definitely, because he was there, I wanted to do better for power skating. But the earliest memory that I have with my dad was definitely in the change room and involved Albert McCormick Arena. I don't know why that memory comes back to me, but Albert McCormick Arena in Waterloo, it has the terrible benches. But I just remember my dad coming into the room and you used to separate us, like defense would talk together and the forwards and center would talk together and then bring us all back together. And it was just those change room conversations that I remember, him trying to like group us back together and go out and have some fun and do our best.
I'd say to you without a doubt, it has been that I truly believe that ringette is the best female sport for playing as a team. It takes the entire team to be able to defend and to be able to score on the other end of the rink. You know, obviously we always say to people, one player can't go from one end of the rink to the other. And in many other sports, you know, yes, one player can be strong on a team, but definitely I would use the term they don't have the ability to dominate because of the nature of the team sport that it is.
There is one that I've noticed in my first couple of years of getting into open. And that is the big, especially reffing for us, is we ref a lot of open B games, and you'll get a lot of those players that are the younger players like myself that just want to go to open B and have some fun, but they're super aggressive, and you just have a big discrepancy in a lot of the open regional levels. And so one idea that I know used to happen in Quebec for a little bit is having that university age group and having their own open B, open C, open B plus and kind of stuff in around there. It might not always work because there's not always enough players in certain cities, but I know around here in Waterloo region and in Western region, there's always enough players to create something that's more that like university age, that again, they want to be physically active or they really want to push a little bit more. Then we have the 40, 50-year-old moms that still want to play, but they're like, hey, don't hack at me. I just want to be here. And then you'll have the players that feel like, no, I need that ring. So finding that, because it's safety too on the ice, and as a ref, make reffing a lot easier.
There's a bunch of there definitely is a few different answers I could provide for this. I think it is the ability to spend that quality time with her involved in a sport that I truly adore. Even when I try and play it for fun, and how hard it is to stab that ring and not make the mistake of skating over the blue line and the other elements of the game. I would say, Abby and I have been very fortunate, and we hope to be able to continue with this going forward. But as an example, she was 15 and we coached a U10 team together. So that takes you back to approximately, I'm saying, right, like 10 years ago, 9 years ago. And it's that experience of giving back and being able to learn together, right? She's definitely a student of the game, and it's amazing to have young females like Abby on the bench with you and sharing and imparting their knowledge to players.
My favorite thing about my dad, I don't know, I think it does involve ringette. I don't think I would be as close with my dad if it weren't for ringette. I do have an older sister. And when he got a new office, you went into his office and there was 5 pictures of me and 1 of her, and it was just the family one. So I am his favorite. But no, I think that my favorite thing about my dad is his dedication to like anything he does. He's always working, whether it's ringette involved or his job. He's definitely dedicated to making anything better in the way that he can. It's been a lot of fun. It also really helps for us. There's a lot of open levels here. And so we go help them out because we're a package deal, we come together. And so it just makes it nice. So I've definitely learned in the reffing realm and in the ringette realm that it takes a group of people to make anything happen. Happy Father's Day, Dad, and to all the other fathers out there, happy Father's Day.